Mr. John Boyega, it's good to
It's
see you,
been on.
man.
Long time no see. How you
Indeed,
doing?
indeed. Look, we have actors on the podcast all the time, but it's rare when we have an actor, a producer, a fashion icon, a Chewbacca impressionist, all in one
Oh,
fell
she's like
swoop.
an impressionist. See that look, that my credentials are just becoming longer and longer, mate.
Look, you've got backup options. If the acting thing doesn't work out,
Exactly.
I'll see you in
Exactly.
Vegas. Who knows
I'll
what you're
see you in
doing?
Vegas, mate. I'll see you there. How you been?
I've been all right. I'm holding up okay. Yeah, I can't believe time has no meaning anymore, does it? I mean, it's kind of collapsed, but it's
Hmm.
been a while. I'm sorry I missed you when I think you paid a trip through New York. I hope you at least paid your respects to Mr. Oscar Isaac. Did you get a chance to break bread? Did
I
you?
did. I didn't. I didn't. I actually was supposed to go to a UFC fight with Oscar that
Oh,
fell
fun.
through for some reason. So yeah, we're in rocky, we're rocky waters right now.
Are you
Rocky.
guys plotting anything? Is there the two hander? Is there True West on stage? Is there something?
I
Is
would,
there?
I would, I would love to do. I would love to do something. I would love to do something with Oscar. I always bring up his name when I'm developing something. So
Yeah.
I'd definitely love something with him.
So, a lot to talk about today. I've seen your excellent new movie, Breaking. I've also seen The Woman King, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Got a nice little sneak peek of that one.
You got
Uh,
that golden ticket.
exactly, exactly. Hey, I know I have friends in high places. And I think there's even a third one on its way, maybe. Is that Netflix film? Is that one still
Yeah,
coming later this year?
yeah. They cloned Tyrone.
So it's the
So,
season
yeah.
of Mr. John Boyega. How does it feel to like kind of come out of your shell and be back on the publicity circuit and present in a different way? Look, I mean, like Breaking is a different kind of a movie. You're front and center. It's kind of all on you, as
Hmm.
opposed to the 12 ensemble cast members of a Star Wars movie, etc.
Hmm.
Do you take that responsibility seriously? Do you enjoy it? Give me a sense of where
Yeah,
you're at.
definitely. I really enjoy it. I mean, if we look at Attack the Block, I mean, that's how I was pretty much found.
Sure.
Being central to the story and being an actor who plays the character that forces the story forward. So for me, it's very exciting. It's a huge responsibility, but at the same time, it's just a chance to collaborate with the best people, especially people who identify, where you're useful when it comes to this.
It's rich material, to say the least, on in many
Most,
respects. I
most
mean,
definitely.
we can talk about it simply as just like a feast for an actor, just like a really fascinating character portrait, and
Mm.
harkens back to your theatrical roots, I know. And then it has this layer. And look, the last time you were on the podcast, you were talking about Detroit. Like, clearly you have chased, and rightfully so, these films that both kind of work as almost genre films, but also have real socio-political weight to them, and that must make it feel all the more enriching as an actor. It's a feast on many in many respects for you.
I mean, I think some of, even when it comes to certain sci-fis, even when it comes to Spielberg sci-fis, a lot of them have social commentary embedded into the story.
Yeah,
Um, I think just because we are impacted by where we live, we all live on the same planet, even though it might come across as if actors live on a completely different one. But we most definitely are all still here. We have family members who can give us some perspective, and that will definitely show itself in your work, to a certain extent.
talk to me a little bit about Brian. This is a story that sadly I think not enough know about, and hopefully one of the goals of this is we're going to shine a light on this man's
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Um, this is a veteran. This is a Marine. This is a guy that kind of felt left behind, as many do, not
Mm-hmm.
seen,
Mm-hmm.
who found himself in a truly tragic situation. Did this jump out immediately as something that you had to do? Is this an easy yes?
Yeah, it was very, very easy. Very easy. The script was really good. And sometimes that's what it's about. When the script is really, really good, um, then you have something there. You have an actor that's excited. You have some form of a vision for what you're going to do with the role as well. So you're excited at the opportunity it gives you as an actor. And at the same time, I was thinking about the various other actors it would attract, who would be my co-stars in it. So as soon as I read the script, I was like, yes, the same day, same day. It's so well put together, and it just made sense.
You're a producer on this again, and you've produced a few times now, and you talk about collecting some actors.
Mm.
I mean, we got to talk about the late great Michael K. Williams, who, I mean, he's one of those actors that just there was never a false note in anything he did. It was just
Right.
such gravitas, intensity, but also just like it looked easy, and clearly it wasn't. But that was his gift in making it look
Mhm.
easy. Um, Actor to actor, talking about him, what made him great? And did you see it up close? Did you get it when you finally got a chance to work with him?
It's versatility for me. When I watch an actor for the first time, and even if the performance is incredible, I always take it in and go, okay, cool. And then it's when I watch them the second and the third time, that's when I start to understand, okay, I see what you're on, and I see what your the energy of your consistency. I see what that represents.
Yeah.
For Michael specifically, the versatility was unmatched. The sensitivity and the element of humanity brought to these roles was something that made you just glued to the screen. I think that regardless of who he played, whether he killed a man or he supported him, in the stuff that he did, you always knew why, because character-wise, he always had intention when it comes to his facial expressions, his body movement. He was a very intentional actor. And the voice, I mean, there's something about that voice, that he then likes to change. He wouldn't always, have the Omar spiel on it. He would switch it up in other things. And I just think that versatility for me is just what excites me about actors like, Daniel Day-Lewis and Joaquin Phoenix. It's like they disappear. It's not about them, and that for me has been really, really interesting and great to kind of connect the dots as a producer and bring on an actor who I felt was just more than qualified for the job.
Well, what's the I mean, there are many inherent challenges I would expect in a character like this. I mean, he's a guy that we get to see in different, he's not a bombastic guy. He doesn't come in like huge. It's very internalized. And
there's no heist moment with the map on the wall and then him busting through with the guns out.
All the cliches. No, you leave him behind. This is real. This is not that guy. So in a way, is that more rewarding? It's a different kind of a challenge, I would expect. And because you are such a big, fun personality naturally, just in your day to day. Look, this is the challenge. This is what acting is. But talk to me about the rewards of that.
Well, that's what's great. Is, she's got nothing to do with me. But for Brian specifically, from reading the first few pages, like this bank heist was awkward from the beginning. Like,
right,
it was how I would rob a bank. Like, I'd walk in awkwardly and not know who to talk to first, I'll be saying please and thank you. Like, it doesn't really add up. And that is fun to play. That's such a great through line for an actor. The fact that my dialogue, my intention, and most likely my facial expressions are not going to add up to the situation and the circumstance, which is more realistic than me fully knowing, and coming in and telling everybody to get their head, get down on the floor and. Right. And do what I would probably want to do, as the kid looking at an actor who just wants to play a cool scene.
Right.
But with this, it was like, no, this is more layered. This is a man that, finds it very, very, he gets really upset at himself when he shouts too much. He always saying sorry, always saying please and thank you. I'm like, this is a very nice robbery. This feels like, this feels like something else. But as an actor, it gives you so much to play.
From what I gather, the real man was a movie fan, a geek, kind of liked sci-fi and that kind of thing. It must cross your mind that he probably saw you in film. He probably saw. I
don't even know if he did, but it did definitely cross my mind. Oh, I wonder if he watched the at least Force Awakens. I wonder if he had,
or Attack the Block, or who knows?
Yeah, one of those things. I wonder if he had watched it, but no, we haven't heard anything that says that specifically. But definitely thought about that in my head. I was like, and every actor's gonna be like, I wonder if he's watched my stuff.
Connecting and somewhere in the ether, you guys.
I wonder if he liked me.
He did. Safe to say. But I was alluding to this before because it does occur to me like there must be just another level of satisfaction. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but talk to me like, you work with someone like Steve McQueen on Red, White, and Blue. You work with Bigelow on Detroit. And these films that, again, they work as just engaging entertainment, of course, and they engage you and they ignite, they fire the synapses in your brain, but there's more to it. It really sparks conversation. It sparks needed conversation. And that's got to be something that I would think as an artist, once you get a taste of it, you're like, yeah, I want to be a part of the conversation. I want to do projects. And again, as you said, sci-fi can do that too. But these films that really dive headfirst into that kind of stuff.
I never get to measure how people are going to react. And I don't put too much energy into that because, these are human beings, man. You're going to do what you're going to do. And we have to.
You can only do what you're going to. I got
you. Yeah. But even, that conversation, I feel like, is exciting for those conversations to be had, because there's certain conversations that I'll had about your project that you weren't even thinking about. And so you're opened up to, this dialogue with everybody. and where everybody's interacting with your movie and everyone's debating it, it's something that's quite exciting to me. I like that. I like an audience members who are actually interactive and who are into movies enough to speak about them and debate about them.
Yeah. Your director, I read a quote from your director talking about when she met you over Zoom. She said, when we met over Zoom for the first time, it confirmed to me that he had so much to give. He was spiritually and physically in a place of his craft where he was hungry. Does that jive with what you were feeling? Like, where were you at when this came around?
I was hungry for the right kind of role. I felt like Hollywood had it twisted, you know? I felt like all these roles that I'm reading and the opportunities that I'm seeing, I was just like, nah, this is not really, it's not really me.
What were you seeing? Like, what kind of stuff?
Just 2D stuff. Things that, well, he did Star Wars, so he probably wants to do that. You know, things like, you know, that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Whereas I wasn't getting the Steve McQueen approach. I wasn't getting the Viola Davis, Gina Prince approach. You know, there wasn't a specifics. You know, there wasn't something that kind of gave me an opportunity to elevate. And this just came out of nowhere. And the same day I read it, as I said, the same day I read it, I was like, yeah, I want to do it. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to do. I don't want to do no 2D role where I don't want to do a role where it's easy to do. Like, you know, I need a role that is challenging so that the audience can be entertained in a new, fresh way, because I do not want to bore my audience at all, you know.
And it's also, as you say, about surrounding yourself with excellence. And that gives me a good segue. I do want to mention The Woman King, because as I said, I got a chance to see this. And look, I mean, Viola Davis is royalty, essentially. I mean, she can do no wrong. And part of the novelty of this is you get to see a different.
It's a given. You just say Viola Davis. Yeah.
You're in. But you also get to see a new shade of her in this one. And you, to my mind, get like the best gig in this film. You get to wear the cool clothes, be regal, sit on a nice chair, and just hang back and be cool.
I said, you know what? They say that this kind of role is kind of like being, you know, a female lead in a sense. And I'm like, yeah, I like it. They were all going to training and stuff, and they worked. They put their efforts into it in like the amount of commitment that was required for them to be the warriors was different. I felt bad for about 2 days. 2 days I felt
they're
bad.
All in the gym. You're in the spa.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought to myself, do you not want, you know, can't the king come and help? Can't I just, you know, just to assist? No. Nah. We weren't having it. They said, historically, well, you got to stay your ass in the palace. And so I did. And that...
Perfect. It's the dream.
That informed my experience. Hey, I had such a good time on that movie. And something it was just something special about being in that environment. And I filmed The Woman King right after breaking. So, you know, it was nice to just be in a whole different environment. And
couldn't be more different. Yeah. Talk to me. So we talked about a couple of amazing actors you've worked with, Michael Caine and Viola. Who else is on the short list right now besides Oscar and obviously every two-hander we can come up with? Who are you? Who are you dying to share the screen with? Who do you want to break bread with?
I think it's Oscar and Daniel Kaluuya for sure. Yeah. You know, that would be amazing to find something a good two-hander to do. So I just need a producer that actually has IP and some money.
I saw you were at the premiere for Nope the other day, right?
Yeah. I was at the premiere for Nope to go and check it out.
I'm so behind. I've been losing my movie, my geek cred. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Jeez. I'm surprised at you, mate.
I know.
Yeah, and obviously I've worked with Kiki as well, so I'm like, you know, I would love to work with her again. So there's a few. Nicole, I'd love to work with again in a two-hander situation as well.
Yeah,
which will be fantastic. So many people that I'd love to work with.
You did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you had a big birthday this year. Was that a marker? Did you burn the video games on fire when you hit 3-0? Did you leave any childish pursuits behind?
No childish-ish. They advance. I have a good balance with them, so they advance to the next stage.
You're leveling up on.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta. I just had fun in Atlanta. A whole bunch of friends and fam.
Do you think in terms of like phases of careers and like 5-year plans and that kind of thing? Is it useful to look that far ahead and kind of like, this is what, if all goes according to plan, this is what it should look like in another 5 or 10 years, or is it one day at a time?
Yeah, I mean, this, you know, self-serve motivation is a tricky business. It's like that's what you need. That's like when you're filing for your self-assessment tax, business tax. Like you're an individual. Like it's just the motivation just sometimes comes from you.
Right.
So I think, yeah, in moments, definitely you have to have some form of balance so that you can keep that going.
Because I'm a lazy interviewer, and you know this by now after all the times we've talked, I asked for a little help, and I got some help from a friend of ours. Let me just pull this up, and I'm gonna give you a little question courtesy of a mutual friend. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Peanut. It's Daisy. Hi, Josh. Josh asked me to ask you a question. So, here goes. And it's actually more of a request. I would love you to look Josh dead in the eye and convincingly tell him that you are really not part of the Marvel Universe in any way, shape, or form.
My hero, Daisy Ridley, doing the hard work for me.
She's done the homework. I know it's for you as well, because I know personally she would never ask me that.
I gave her no instruction.
You've got a good friend. You've got a good friend.
We both do.
Good friend. Trust me, Josh. I'm gonna do it for you. Trust me, Josh. I know Josh. I've had no talks, no Marvel. I haven't done no Marvel movies. I had no talks for him. But I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna be there in the audience though. I'm gonna be watching him. I might go back and see this Spider-Man No Way Home, that they re-release it. But I'm not gonna be in it. I'm just gonna be in the chair, popcorn, drinks, boom.
Daisy doesn't know anything. She doesn't have any inside dope. She's hinting at.
She's a good source, because anything, she'd be one of the first to know. So she's a very good source. But the question is though, is she doing a Marvel movie? Because I always said Spider-Woman. I don't know. She was given.
She's throwing us off the scent.
She is. That's what's really going on, mate. What's really going on?
That's amazing. So you have said that recently. So give me a sense of like why. I mean, I get it. Look, you're working with different kinds of filmmakers and different kinds of films. You've done the franchise thing a couple different times in different ways. Is it just certainly like today, 2022, this time, it's just doesn't feel like that's where you want to put your energy right now?
I think after episode 7, like for 8 and 9, I wanted to do other things, just because, the nature of franchises, not a bad thing, just the nature of it. It's a whole bunch of months, and it's hard to squeeze in movies in between. And so with that, you don't get to spend 3 months showing your versatility in something else and another 3 months showing your versatility on something else.
Right.
What you do have is 3 pitches where you're the same character, essentially. And, I know it's fun for you guys, but that's not fun for me. Like,
no, I get it.
At all. Like I would want to have I wouldn't have a chance to at least do other things for now, because you have to gain the trust of your audience, man. You got a franchise, you're covered by visual effects, big marketing team, and all of that. You're covered by that. You got to do your time on the road to winning the hearts and the minds of the audience, organically. And I just want to do my time a bit and just work with several different people and use my time more intelligently,
Do you make the exception when Barbara Broccoli calls and offers you James Bond? Do you say, well, actually, wait, everything I just said, take that back?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's not Marvel.
There's always an out.
That's not Marvel. That's a whole different thing. That ain't Marvel though. That ain't Marvel. And you get to change your clothes in that. Yeah, the little suit, You get to, it's something about that. But it's just in terms of the Marvel thing specifically, because you would have to show up a cameo in potentially in the TV shows. And then, after that, they might tease your character and then you go away for a bit and then you do one movie and I'm like, all right, bruv. Nah. I enjoy watching that, but it's a whole different thought when you're like, oh, being involved in it. It's a whole different type of commitment. I commend the actors that know how to do it, man. That's a whole different thing.
I know this is a silly line of questioning, but just to mention the James Bond thing, because I've talked to so many actors over the years about this. Like, what's your attitude about that? Is it fruitless to even like put that out into the universe? Or it's like, look, if they're interested, they'll call me, and that's all I can do on my side of it.
I'm sorry, but I'm black. I don't know how.
It's tough. Come on, what are you talking about?
When you black, I don't know how that goes.
Really, you don't think they're gonna do it? You don't think they're gonna
look, man? you as a white man are living in a society where you grew up with Bond as a white man. That's normal to you.
Yeah.
Even the mention of a black Bond to me is like, oh, okay. I'm just here like, okay. I don't necessarily believe that, but if that's what they're doing, then okay, that's very surprising to me. But as an actor, you just kind of stay out of that conversation. If it's for you, then maybe but if it's not, then you enjoy it in a movie theater like everybody else.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Where are we at on Attack the Block? Not only are you returning, you creatively have a major hand in this, as I understand. You're a producer again. So how much of like the development process, like what did you want to see? What were your, in broad strokes? I know you don't want to reveal the secrets right now, but what did you want to see of Moses' story in this one? What did you want to?
I just wanted to see where Moses has been at, considering all the changes between when the movie released in the UK and now. There's been a lot of changes in the UK. Those movie sets that you saw that were filmed in Attack the Block 1 have now been replaced with some modern, apartments. It's been a whole bunch of gentrification. There's been
so you're going to address that changing landscape. And
yeah, I mean, that's Attack the Block, man. Attack the Block was, social commentary, with some real messed up monsters and some mad deaths. Some, I remember when we brought Attack the Block over to the stage, you lot were shocked that them kids was getting got. So it's just one of them movies that has slightly a controversial vibe. Yeah. It's gory, it's fun, it's obviously a cult classic sci-fi vibe that I want to keep, and Joe Cornish himself wants to keep. But we definitely want an audience to have fun and see a realistic trajectory of each character after the first movie.
Have you done some casting? Should we expect some new interesting faces? No,
not yet. All we do know is that most definitely Moses is coming back.
Oh, come on, it's not Attack the Block without Moses. And some monsters.
Yeah.
Theater. Where's theater at in your head right now? Whether back home or here in the States. So you're thinking about it, and you talk about versatility and showing yourself and showing others what you can do. There's no better place than the stage. Yeah,
I'd love to do Broadway. I'd love to go back on stage in the UK as well. The last time I was on stage was 2018, I think it was.
Right.
At the Old Vic for Wojciech, and I really enjoyed that. And I'd done that during the Star Wars movies, which was fantastic.
That must have been a nice palate cleanser just to get it like totally the other end and just
I mean, it was also bloody tiring, but
sure,
I needed it. It was great for me to go back on stage and to do that. Yeah, and I definitely, if it's the right piece, I'd love to go back on stage again. I just got to do a few more of these filmed stuff.
We need you back in New York, dude. Do the New York stage. Come on, man.
Yeah, man, I love that. Something good, even if it was off Broadway. I love it. Just the right kind of thing.
Let's talk a little bit, just your new vantage point on Star Wars as an observer now, as a fan. You're back to being a fan. Are you all caught up? Have you been watching it all? Like, what's your favorite?
I've been watching it all.
I would hope, but I don't know.
You're there, man. You know what I mean? I've been there. Obi-Wan is the last thing I watched. I know they just announced the what's the one with Amanda? Is it Amanda? Amanda
Stenberg.
Yes. They've just announced that, and I'm excited about that. And Mandalorian, I rewatched. I watched twice. I mean, I love John Trevorrow anyway, man. Just him as individual, but what he's done with that, I wish I was in those ones. That's real cool. The Mandalorian's cool, right? Though, man, you can't have that. It's real good. So I've been staying with it. My Battlefront 2 characters are very, very strong. Fight me.
What do you want to see now as a fan? If you could bend Kathy Kennedy's ear, and you probably could if you really wanted to. Like, we have no films on the horizon. This bums me out. As much as we're getting all the Star Wars content, I guess it needed a break. But like,
it's tricky. I understand why they are taking their time. It's tricky after 9. It's like, in my head, I go, if you're trying to continue 9 anyway, I don't know what you do.
Right.
But there's, that's big. It's a big Star Wars universe, man. You can go back to the Old Republic, see what was going down there. We could, I would love to go back to the Old Republic. And who are those twins? They were these twins that were slightly trained by Vader, or was there this young kid, or was it one guy? But there were these twins that were trained. I think it was some Old Republic gameplay footage when I played a few years ago. Story in that was dope, because we just need that. Star Wars is fun, but I always love the heartbreak of Obi-Wan and Anakin. I always love that heartbreak. I always love the decision between the dark and the light. If they would explore some stuff like that, I'd definitely go and watch.
Did you ever go back and because it's crazy now that the Colin script is out there, that you can read the Colin Trevorrow script for his Duel of the Fates. Yeah.
of episode 9.
Yeah. Like Google it, it's there. It's just there waiting for you. And
I can't read that one because I'll be heartbroken because I had a sit down with Colin. I want to tell you that's one of the best Star Wars movies, Star Wars meetings I'd ever had, because it felt like two nerds that were like, yes, that's what we want to see.
and then
yeah, that kind of thing. And I saw the art, Stormtrooper Rebellion. I'm like, that stuff was cold, and hopefully Lucasfilm give him an opportunity down the line to maybe work on something else, because I'm sure they would love to collaborate with him again, in any capacity.
How is my last thing, that because we haven't spoken since Star Wars, how is the Force sensitive stuff explained to you? Like, was that only brought up when episode 9 came around, or like was it ever discussed in the previous films that Finn would be Force sensitive?
It was a discussion from 7 that was kind of brewing, because you didn't know which way it was going to go.
Right.
And then 8 went in another direction.
Right.
So I think with 8 going in another direction, when you're bringing someone from the 3rd, they have to kind of like appreciate what's happened in 8 and then still try and make a narrative of it. And JJ really wanted, Force Awakens is the movie that JJ directed. He was kind of plotting a trajectory, but obviously with the different creative differences in the middle and then getting to the 3rd, it's kind of like he still wanted to just force it in there, just squeeze it in there. So that's where you get the moment between Finn and Jenna asks him, how do you know? And he just says it's a feeling. He just had to get something in there that told you why there was a stormtrooper who held his own long enough against a Sith, or a new Sith wannabe to a certain extent.
Right.
Look at Kylo. So it was interesting, when those talks were coming in the fresh stage. And I thought, obviously, you get the lightsaber, you start swinging and defending. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, this could be right.
Last time I checked, man, you can't even just swing that, a certain type of way. When Han was holding it briefly, what did he do? He held it to like get the locks off or something. It was like manual labor, but you're just using it to defend, and you defend your friend. You must have something in you. But who knows if maybe down the line they have like a younger actor or whatever, and they try to expand on Finn. Who knows if we get that? We get to see like what is it about this dude that made him so special.
I asked you, as I've been asking all guests the last couple of years, where we've needed more comfort than ever, for a comfort movie. And I understand you're a Studio Ghibli fan. This is our second Studio Ghibli pick. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually chose My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, okay.
So you're joining an elite cool club.
Yeah, that's a cool club.
Yeah,
you feel relaxed.
So educate. I'm not the. I should know Miyazaki better. I should know these films better. Educate me. I know you. I know. I'm disappointing you at all fronts. Can you pinpoint one of them? I know you sent over 3 different choices. What's the one?
There's a Laputa Castle in the Sky that I really love, which is just a really good anime about this young kid who's trying to just find out who he is, and he falls in with some pirates, and there's this gold jewel that he has and a lost girl that he finds, and there's this distant planet with these robots that have been dead for a minute that he explores. For me, about anime, it's just the way the stories are told. You pitch it on paper, you're like, what is that about? But when you watch it visually, there's a combination of things. The music, I watch it in Japanese too with the subtitles, because I just like to hear the fluidity of their language. It just makes me feel comfort. Yeah. That is alongside other anime that I watch, like proper anime, long run kind of shows like Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, and a few things that I enjoy. It just gives me comfort. It makes me want to get out of the snacks and just twiddle my toes. You know what I mean?
I need to dive in more. I just get intimidated. Can I be frank? I turn these on Netflix and I see like 700 hours of these things, and I'm like, it's like the same thing I feel when I turn on like Doctor Who and I see like 40 seasons of it. I'm like, where do I even begin? So what's the start?
Someone needs to give you like a filler-free way of watching it, because with these episodes, what you got to do is go online and find out what the filler episodes are. They're going to hate me for this, but guys, this is what all the nerds do. Find out what the filler episodes are, and then just take them out, and then just watch the actual main story, so that you can just start from the beginning. And you don't want to hear about Naruto's day to go and get some ramen. That's boring. You just want to skip that.
It's not Sweeps Week. That's not no.
You want to skip that. You want to see when he's going to fight Madara, when the madness is going down. So you try and get those lists.
Okay.
And then start from episode 1 like any show, but it will just take out all the filler episodes that may make it longer than it really is, you know.
These are valuable tips. This is practicality. We're busy guys.
Yeah, man. You know, gotta work smart, man.
Who introduced you to anime and all this? Like, who was the biggest influence in your life in terms of your pop culture sensibilities? Or did you find this all on your own?
Yeah, it was me. It was me. It was after I Attack the Block, I think, that Naruto was making its round in the UK, and I was a HMV member. I used to go to, this is where they used to sell DVDs, and I think they still do, but there's a few left. But yeah, so HMV was the place you go get some DVDs and stuff. So I used to go down there and collect my DVDs. That's where I got The Wire and all the movies. And there I saw a box set of Naruto, and that was the original series.
Right.
Then I watched it. I was like, no, this is actually, it's actually good. You know what I mean? So I was just into the culture after that.
And isn't there something satisfying when it's like yeah, I mean, for me too, I remember like wandering the VHS, like to date myself, like the Blockbuster aisles and finding your own path and being like, wait, does anybody else know about this? Like, I found this. And yeah, it's like your little secret. It's like, you know, until
crazy. I think online I had been seeing clips of it, like on YouTube, and people were like, what is this? Like, there were like several different clips that were being released online at the time. And there was news around about, you know, there were several different people saying that they would, Naruto was coming to cons, and, you know, my anime, you know, nerd friends that I had at the time were kind of like, yeah, you got to check out this anime, it's really good. So I was like, yeah, let me just check it out. And after that, I was like, yeah, you know what, this is really good. This is really good. And that was my first introduction into anime world.
So we secreted into the universe some actors you want to work with. Any filmmakers? Who's on the short list right now? Because you've done this really interesting balance of like these titans, these like established folks, again, the Bigelows, the McQueens, and then these first-time filmmakers.
Newcomer. I need to work with someone unknown who has a new and fresh vision. A project where we can really imagine hard, that we can find something that is outside of the box, something that I've never done before. And I find that I enjoy those experiences when it's a first time, you know, when it's kind of like, you know, someone fresh that obviously has the credentials, has the skill sets, has this trust of the studios, but then at the same time, you know, has this unique perspective that they just want to be seen on film. I'd love to join something like that. And
there's something to be said for like almost feeling like you have something to prove as both an actor and a filmmaker. That fire, that's really intense.
Every role that I feel like critically I've been praised for, I took the role because I wanted to prove something, you know, in performance. And even when it comes down to small acts, you know, the meeting myself and Steve McQueen had was kind of like a call to action rather than a kind of like an industry meeting. It's kind of like, yo, you got to show him this. We got to do this. And we see how that turned out. So I've just been trying to search for things that, you know, best suit where we're going.
My final question is, what can I expect from They Clone Tyrone? Sounds like a different kind of a story, given the ones we've been talking about today. What tease me?
Tyrone is just, you know, that's just mixed up in a whole bunch of fun mystery. You could expect a charismatic cast, and to be honest, one of the best ensembles that I've seen in a minute.
Jamie Foxx in there,
Tiana Paris, myself in there, you know, and a few other cool.
Okay, yeah. We'll have a different kind of conversation maybe for that one.
We'll definitely be talking about that one.
Excellent. I apologize on behalf of Daisy Ridley for grilling you. She's just relentless.
Tell her I love it. She could grill me any day. I love her so much. That's my sister. So, you know.
You and me both. I love her. And I love you, man. Congratulations on everything. It's always a blast talking to you. It's been too long. Breaking is the new film. And everybody check that out, as well as The Woman King. It's the season Friday. Of Boyega.
Out Friday. Go check us out. Support films. Support film in the middle tier. We don't have visual effects and flying stuff. But we have a story that I feel like you lot are going to enjoy. So, you know, big love.
You got my vote. Always there for you, buddy. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
All right. Good to see you, mate.
See you soon.
All right, take care.